Audio check. Everybody, can we just get an audio check real quick? Hey, everybody.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Bitch. Okay.
I can't wait till we do like the Disney episode, the Nintendo World episode, just all theme parks. I'm just all I can think about.
I can't
The
wait.
Tupper wedding episode.
The Tupper. No, exactly. I'm like, hey, we're gonna be up there. Actually, while we're up there, the FNAF movie comes out.
Oh shit!
And let me tell you, I have been speedrunning every FNAF game that I can get my hands on.
I've been seeing it in my YouTube subscription box every night.
And I think people...
Oh, man. How bad is this movie going to be? It could be really good, right? But it could also...
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be really bad.
I
I will say the trailer doesn't give me... I don't know, it doesn't put me off. It's like, oh, this was a movie that I think I would look fun, even if I didn't know what the heck this was, just because of the aesthetic of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't. That's the thing, is like I didn't know enough about the games, but I know people that love them, and I'm like, all right, it's Halloween. I'm gonna play FNAF and figure out what this series is all about.
Considering what the origin already is, it looks decent. You know, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not. And then again, I was not like I wasn't like an active fan of the original storyline.
Well, to me,
so
to me, FNAF was always just that annoying thing that streamers would play.
Yeah,
and make jump scare.
Oh gosh,
I had no interest in it at all. Really.
Okay, this trailer looks pretty good. I have it on my other screen here, and it's like it actually looks kind of interesting. But I'm also just surprised that I haven't seen Josh Hutcherson in anything in a long time.
I know. I feel like it's been a long time.
I'm
it's
like,
nice to see his
Hunger
face.
Games?
Yeah, instantly I thought of Hunger Games, and that's like what 2014. You know, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's weird to me that's so old now.
I know.
But like,
it's kind of scary. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm like,
but I think so. Yeah, we probably won't do a wedding podcast, but maybe if there's time, I don't know what it's going to be like when we're up there. Maybe Andrew and I can, go see the FNAF movie and
give us a little review.
Yeah, and I'll let you know, Ed. If we end up seeing it, then I'll force you to go. Just go, Ed. Go to the theater quick. Go watch the FNAF movie. We're gonna talk about it.
I could probably convince Garrett or Marshall to go with me.
Yeah, like
just
like drag somebody to it.
Hey guys, for shits and giggles, do you want to spend $15 to go see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
But I don't know. I'm curious because more than anything, I think what I like about games and movies are the ones with like really overly complicated lore. I just eat that stuff up, and I've always heard that FNAF's like lore is really messy because the guy Scott something, I forget his last name, the creator, he was just kind of making it up as he went along, was my impression, and he like retconned a few things, but then pretended that he had a plan. And so like I wanted to just see the mess, and you go to like a channel like Game Theory, which has been famously covering FNAF for like probably almost a decade now. I don't know how the first game came out a long time ago. And he's got like 90 videos of just FNAF lore breakdowns.
Which channel is Game Theory? Is that the one that does like the video essay type things?
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Pat's Game Theory channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard
Is
of
there really that much lore in FNAF?
There's not really.
Can I actually tell you what I think the lore is?
Okay, please.
All right.
What you think the lore is, or what it is?
Crazy uncle goes through his third divorce. Right?
You're not even that far off. That's the crazy. You're not even like. You're actually not even that far off.
What? He starts a pizza shop. Doesn't go well. What happens is he realizes that at the pizza shop, all the kids were more interested in the animatronics that are in the pizza shop. So what he does is he kills the pizza part of the animatronic pizza shop. He just says, fuck that. I just want animatronics. But I'm going to make them hungry. He makes animatronics eat people. FNAF.
Okay, just replace people with kids, and you've got a story there.
It's like
actually.
It's like the alternate timeline of Chuck E. Cheese, whereas Chuck E. Cheese is like, no, screw the animatronics. We're just turning this shit into Pasquale's Pizza.
Basically, yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a weird thing.
That's such a weird rabbit hole to go down.
That confused the shit out of everybody because they're like looking it up on what do you call it? Uber Eats or something like that. They're like, what the hell is Pasquale's Pizza? It's at the same address as Chuck E. Cheese.
Is that supposed to be like a play on words? Where do they get Pasquale from?
Apparently Pasquale is the name of the chef character in the original Chuck E. Cheese performance. Okay. I learned this very recently. Everybody was super confused though, because everybody's like, who the fuck is Pasquale? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's basically, so like I've heard all this about FNAF and that it has all this lore, but then I'm playing the games and like it's the most like razor thin amount of plot and exposition. Like there's really no story. And then I realized like, oh, the lore comes from people speculating because there's just so many big holes in the story that are intentionally. So that's why like it's this empty vessel that people throw things into. Like the kids being thrown into the animatronics.
Just like
yeah. And I'm like, okay, so there's not actually that much meat here, but it has been kind of fun because those games are not like, some of them have not aged very well. There's like some of the most janky mechanics and like I know how to beat this, but I'm just fighting the interface of the game, like being like unoptimized or just laggy. Like kind of miserable, but I can see why it got so popular because you suffer playing that game and playing it as an audience.
All I know is that I was so confused for like 3 years because I kept hearing people make jokes about the bite of 87. I was like, what the hell is that? Like,
actually, it could be the bite of 83, depending on which version you play, because actually that might have been...
Is that really a thing? The bite of 83 as well?
Listen, I'm about 20 videos in. I'll let you know when I get done with all of Matt's videos. Matt Pat has been very good resource. That poor guy.
I'll have to look into it. I am not aware of any of the
It's okay. Honestly, it might be better if you guys go in cold to the FNAF movie. You know, obviously I'm a huge expert now because I've spent 2 weeks on it, but compared to the 7 or 8 years that it's been out. But anyway, yeah, Ed, what video games have you been playing?
Oh, geez. I'm playing this new video game called Logic Pro 10. It's great.
Okay, I've heard about that.
You record.
Isn't that like a rhythm game or?
Yeah. Oh gosh,
they have this complicated video game interfaces.
Yeah, I've heard there's good.
That is really cool thing called like MID. It's spelled MIDI. I don't know. It's like it's really useful. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, MIDI.
Yeah,
that's sounds like a good lore bait. What does MIDI stand for? Figure that out.
Shit, I don't even know what it actually stands for. Musical interface, digital. Wait.
Digital interface.
Musical digital interface. Something like that. I don't know. All I know is it works and I need it.
Oh my god, Andrew spoiled it. Dang
it. Musical interface, digital interface.
I know. I realized how redundant that was right away.
But it's funny because one of them has to be interface. There's no way.
Well, I think I have to look it up. I don't know.
MIDI stands for musical interface, digital interface. No, musical instrumental digital interface.
Okay,
so pretty close.
Musical instrumental. Digital
well, duh, of course. So makes so much sense. Oh gosh, any actual games though? No.
Okay.
As usual.
It was mainly a joke. We just got to remind the audience, what our specialties are. Who we represent.
Yeah, I mean,
we probably should have done an actual intro. Like, hi, welcome to the Super Underground podcast. I'm Gabe.
Yeah. I'm Anders.
And that.
This is Geeb.
And that's Ed.
And that's Ed.
And you just point down to me.
And that is Ed.
Oh
Andrew,
my god.
Let's touch our
tips
together.
We have to introduce each other.
Come on.
That's Gabe.
Don't leave me hanging, Andy.
Oh,
Come on,
I don't know how to point.
Touch it.
You're leaving it.
Oh god.
Oh.
That was like I angled that like perfect.
It's like you rehearsed. I love it.
That's scary.
Yo, I just want to know what kind of games Ed's been gardening lately. That made no sense.
Farmville on Facebook.
Awesome. Oh, Farmville lore goes so hard too.
Oh my gosh, really?
Actually, kind of curious if gardening in Naples gets worse throughout the year, or like if it's seasonal at all, because Florida has really just regular climate throughout the year. It's just hot, humid.
Yes, and it's hot and humid.
Are there still like seasons to like? Oh, you shouldn't grow potatoes when the tide reaches this, like, I don't know.
You're funny. That's actually kind of true. Like, we cannot grow any, what do you call it? Any normal like garden vegetables you'd grow up north in the summer here. Like, forget about it.
Oh, weird.
It's too hot. All the pests will attack it. They'll suck out all the sap to be like,
those bastards.
Yeah.
It's like colder here right now than I think it is in like New York City. It's like something weird about it. I think
how does that happen?
The Carolinas get like awkwardly cold. Like they get cold when like other places aren't getting cold.
Well,
but around fall and winter, which is when I guess is when other places get cold. But
when I think about it though, New York City has a lot of concrete, holds a lot of heat.
Oh.
So there is that. There's also a lot of machinery going on. Anywhere in a city is going to be warmer typically. Now that I think about it.
I was in New York City weeks ago. It was blistering hot. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I just remember sweating in the subways before you get on the subway.
I bet.
It's the oppressive amount of heat down there is. I've never experienced anything like that. And I live in Florida, but that is such a different kind of heat.
They need to air condition those damn subways.
It's crazy.
It'd be bad. Yeah, I know.
Well, when you were telling me that you were riding the subway for the first time, I was like, and you said it was hot down there. For some reason, it never occurred to me that those subway stations are not air conditioned.
No, they're not. Just crazy? The cars. Once you get in the car,
at least the cars. I don't know. But still, the station being
the platform. No,
yeah, that would suck.
And it wasn't even that hot while we were there. I don't think. I mean, not like. I mean, if it was direct sunlight, but
right.
No,
right.
I love how quickly you can get from like the north side of Manhattan to the south side. You could be like from one place to another, like really, really quick. But it's weird that you're like sweating from doing no actual like movement. You're just standing and waiting for the subway.
East Coast, baby, we got that humidity.
You're just like, and I think a lot of the humidity gets trapped. Like inside the subway or something like that.
All that water off the street just running into those freaking grates.
Yeah, I don't know what the science is, but it's like you inhale and it's just like a wall, like a brick wall of dirty air.
Dirty air.
Fun.
And then you get like Gabe said, you get in the actual like subway, the actual car for the subway, and it's like crisp, clean. It's like just do that with the rest of the thing. Like you're doing it inside the car, just do it outside the car as well.
I wanted to. I was gonna make a video about like the subway specifically because I had a lot of footage from the trip that I didn't make anything out of because once I covered the big like game stuff that happened for the events, I was like, okay, I want to like talk about being in New York like as a video, but I just haven't I've not found a time to do it because it's such a time intensive thing to make. Because I cut down all the footage from that trip and it's like an hour and 20 minutes after being cut to like, notable things that happened and like funny clips of people hanging out. And I wanted to use all that and create some kind of like New York vlog video out of it. I just have not had time.
Now, was there any type of like subway horror experience that you had up there? Was there anything
subway horror? Yeah, the first one we went into.
What?
The very first car we went into because we got in at Queens. We were staying in an Airbnb, which is like outside Manhattan. You've got like it's more like neighborhood, like houses and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like you never think about, I guess, when you're thinking of New York. But like, they have normal neighborhoods, kind of. So we got on like a subway on like just the very edge of the city, and it's like an hour to get into like the main part of Manhattan. And that very first car we got on had two people screaming at each other.
Oh no!
Like it was like this intense religious like. We missed how it started because it was already going, but one guy was screaming that he doesn't believe in God and that he was God, and then the other lady was just attacking him because she was a Christian. This is great because we are the top Christian podcast, so I'm glad Ed asked this question, but
I think that guy's right.
And then, but Andrew, do you remember what happened after that?
Dude,
you think he's right? Sorry, I didn't even hear you.
Dude, that's like a comment section come to life.
I looked at him, and the fear of God came over me.
Yeah, right? People say that, and I finally understood what that meant. I was like, wow, I'm scared to be here.
The fear of God, as in the fear of the man in front of me, who
what I think is funny,
is God.
It's how often in San Francisco, I took Caltrain a lot, and there'd be crazy people, and no one interacted with them. People were just like, "You're on drugs, whatever." Mm-hmm. New York City, I don't know what it is. People will be like, "Sir, you're wrong about that. You're actually wrong about that." Okay, yeah. You might think that, and I know you're on meth right now, but listen to me, one-on-one.
That's insane. That's its own kind of insanity to try to communicate.
Crazy.
So people in New York will try to correct somebody on drugs.
This person is so willing to just attack you right now, and you're arguing with them. It's like, I don't know what you should. I don't know. Like,
I think I'd avoid at all costs. Honestly,
they're not aware of anything.
Yeah,
yeah.
But then we got off that car because we're like, okay, we need to like switch subways, or I think maybe we had a natural exchange point or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was either the next one or not long after that we had somebody. He didn't. I don't know if he or she was homeless necessarily, but they were running between the corners of the cars, like scurrying, and then just like screaming randomly, like just letting out like a loud like yell, scream. And
I'd be so nervous.
The spitting, and like we had people in our group that had never been to New York, or I don't think had ever been on a subway like that.
God.
So it was a real like
so you were all taking it in the deep end.
Yeah, like here we go. All right. And then but then honestly, from that point on, it was like pretty fine for the rest of the week. Yeah. It was really just that first day, that first ride up where we really got
get all the bullshit out of the way.
Yeah. And we lived and
get all the little, bad vibes off this trip.
Yeah.
Push them away.
I think what was happening, as a Christian podcast and as a aspiring, unofficial, non-professional youth minister, I just want to call out that I think what was happening was the spirit of Jezebel was leaving our system. And it was manifesting.
Okay, well, see, that's a word that everyone
I love how understand. When you go into this character, your voice gets just a little more nasally. The spirit of Jezebel.
You're right.
I love it.
I just use a different part of my throat to just get really annoying.
Now listen. It's so good.
Yeah, Andrew does that impression too well.
My whole high school memory.
Oh gosh, dude, for me it's the vocal fry, like 100%. When somebody's like, I'm just trying to educate you. That just murders me every time. I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna listen to
you used cocaine hand too. This is like, I'm giving you a bag of cocaine. That's what that is.
I was not aware. Wouldn't do well in New York. Everybody's like, oh, you got coke? I'm like, no.
It's like a rich girl bag of coke hand, just in public.
I'm just trying to educate you.
Wait, rich girl bag of coke?
I don't know.
Is this something that happens out? I mean, maybe Gabe, I'm a sheltered homeschool.
Rich people in Vegas. I don't know any of them.
They just give it out.
People in Vegas are just like, here's just cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
free
I mean,
samples?
like if we had an experience in a casino where somebody won like a big jackpot, and then they bought everybody like fireball shots or something.
Oh, nearby. I forgot about that.
Remember that?
That was awesome.
Like, I figured that was pretty common, but just handing out hard drugs.
Yeah, like super rich.
Yeah, everybody, whoa, candy! Oh my god!
I would just short circuit if somebody handed me a bag of cocaine. I'd be like, thank you.
Thanks for sugar, and they're like, it's not sugar.
I'm just a sheltered, half homeschooled person. I don't know about these things.
I had one colleague from a previous job, I was just trying to ambiguate it as much as possible, who told me that at a work event, it was just like, it is bad. Yeah.
Wow.
People just think it's in certain cities at a certain net worth. They just don't really.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's not surprising. I mean, I've seen movies, Everything you see in movies is probably true. Sure.
I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. Fuck that. I like the cocaine of the word of Christ. I do. No,
that's transitioned so smoothly. I love it.
I had to stammer my way there.
The cocaine for the Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy. That first car ride was crazy, and then the one after that was crazy. The first day was just
yeah.
Wait, didn't you get spit on in San Francisco by some like dude on the street?
Yeah, a lot of people we were all coming up this escalator from
God.
the subway actually, and I think that anybody who is new to a city, my advice is just don't look people in the eye unless
I'm a pro at that. Like
that's basically it. Just don't do that, because if you're from a small town, you're used to being like, "Hi,
howdy doody."
Don't do that.
Yeah. That's pretty important, and I think everybody in our group did a pretty good job of not doing that.
Yeah. And like, I was impressed because there was like a lot of crazies on the on like that first ride, second ride, and it was just like, oh, everybody's kind of handling it super well. But yeah, once
just look down, mind your business. Yep.
I washed my hair for like 30 minutes when I got home. I really got in my hair, and so like.
Oh my God!
I took every product I had, every fucking chemical.
Probably very smart to do that. Don't take any risks.
Still alive.
You made it. Still alive. You're stronger now. Your immune system got a special dose of something.
You got a little special upgrade, a little software update.
Yeah,
for free.
There is probably some weird like cult following of like people that there is actually. There's the people who think that you should be like eating dirt. Like actual dirt, even though eat dirt is actually like the it's kind of like a
what do you call that? It's a way to tell someone off.
Instead of crunchy moms, you got immunity nuts who are out like licking handrails or some shit like that.
Gotta catch it all.
Gotta catch them all. I think mine was more of a C.
When are you going to New York City?
When am I going to New York City?
We'll bring it next time. No, that's
don't you just want to hate the subway?
Oh, I already do. I haven't even been on it yet.
The weird thing is, I fucking love the subway, even though it is humid as hot hell.
Yeah, it's really convenient. It really like it.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just so excited to have sweat under my titties and a homeless man yelling at me. I can't wait.
Listen, when you put it that way, it sounds bad, but it really is convenient.
Bad for me,
you know.
Yes.
It really is worth it in the long run. Big picture.
I know what it sounds like. No. It's like there's no way to sell it. There's really no way to sell the New York City subway unless someone's actually like.
I'm just gonna say like it is. Sweat under the titties.
No, everybody we talked to, I asked Pokedexy while when we were walking around. I was like, yeah, so how you been like getting around the city? Like, did you do the subway or it's like we've been taking it? He's like, yeah, I mean, I did it once, but I just didn't.
I did it once.
He tried it once, and he was like, "Nah."
Over it.
And that seemed to be like I think a couple other people we asked said the same thing, and I was like, "Are we the only ones really using it?" We might have been, because some people have really strong feelings about not touching it because it's just like, oh, that's a risk or dangerous, but then the people that live there are like, no, it's great. You just have to like do a few basic things. You know? And the fact that we're traveling in a group, I felt like we were pretty, we could have each other's backs if anything got too crazy. I wouldn't maybe do it alone, but it's just a context.
It just reminds me of that clip from Home Alone where Kevin McAllister is like walking around New York and he's like surrounded by these scary people. And he like jumps in a limo and he's like, it's scary out there. And the guy's like, ain't much better in here, kid. And he's like missing an eye. He just jumps out and runs away.
Central Park is crazy though. I didn't realize how big that actually was. It's really actually very nice.
Like, it's cool.
Yeah,
really cool. We had been there like a decade ago. I just didn't remember. I don't think we went through very much of it, but we walked a good amount of it while we were there.
Cool.
And I was like, this is like, we found a hiking trail at one point.
Really?
There's like just a trail that like goes up into like a wooded area, and you're like, we're in the middle of New York City.
I must have no concept for how big Central Park
is. It's huge. It's very
I feel like the way that it blows my mind is when I just think about how big Manhattan is. Just
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like this thing is like huge, and the amount of content in it, you could never in your lifetime, even if you did a new thing every single day, explore all of it.
Dude, just the amount of engineering they have to do in Manhattan to keep water from flooding the lower levels of the buildings is insane. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched any of those like engineering documentaries, even about
I can imagine
the old World Trade Center and stuff. Like, there was a lot of crazy stuff.
Go back. I don't think I need to go back immediately, but it's somewhere where I'd be like, yeah, this is. I wouldn't want to live there, but it is a fun place to explore just because there's so much.
Oh, it would be an experience.
But now, did you hear Airbnbs are banned in New York now?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So we got in just in time.
I think they're banned. Okay, so the theory I heard was that the theory I have, I'll start with that, is that I think it's a hotel agency like colluding with like New York government.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I think.
Could be.
Like the same thing happened with Uber. Uber is just Airbnb for cars. It's just like really, really fast paced. Each reservation is like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But it's the same idea, right? Instead of using a government agency like cabs, it's, private sector. So
got it.
And that's kind of what Airbnb is, right? And hotels actually like stimulate the economy a lot in New York City.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
I feel like that's part of it, but no one's confirmed that. When I proposed that idea, someone in New York City, I can't remember who, but it might have been family or someone at work, was telling me like, no, actually, it's there's like a new residence like property law that like Airbnbs are breaking, and I'm like, I highly doubt that. Like,
yeah, that sounds like what weird. I read, which is that it's like, oh well, it's to protect the competitive market of like apartment availability. It's a housing crisis. Like it was.
Nothing protects the market more than restriction.
So that's
gotta love it. Gotta protect
like,
our corporations.
Airbnbs are encroaching.
God bless America.
Yeah.
So sorry, interrupting.
But I don't know. That's all just based on like I read 2 paragraphs, and who knows what's real anymore? Who knows when you look at anything online what is true? I don't know.
I think New York City. I think that the New York City real estate is the New York City hotels.
Well, it's a clip that we're gonna upload that.
It's just going to be its own thing.
We haven't really done any clips of the podcast yet, but God, it's such a parodiable thing.
I need to get on that. I need to cut some clips out of that first episode.
Like, just have a guy that's like trying to start a statement like Andrew was, but for a full 30 seconds, and he never gets it going. But he's so confident about it that you think like it's gonna go somewhere. Like
the whole time you're just waiting, you're charging up, you're getting ready for that sentence.
Yeah, the thing people don't realize about the Airbnb system is that it's a very complicated. Well, in New York, especially, the Airbnb system, there's this crazy detail. Like, just keep doing that.
That is like, the fake podcast that I need. I want a whole account that never says anything, but it sounds like they're building up to some like big thing.
Listen, we'll workshop. We'll find a way to really tap into that market.
We'll do it.
Wait, did we lose?
Did you? I was imitating Andrew because I thought he was joking.
Did we lose Andrew?
We don't hear you right now.
Your mic?
Is your mic dead?
It should be okay now, right?
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Back. What is going on in this podcast?
I was literally imitating I thought you were miming.
Holy shit.
I was like, I thought that was a bit too, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Andrew's like inventing new bits just on the fly. Crazy.
Totally by accident. Yeah, I feel like it'd be funny to get 2 or 3 Chad bros both trying to start a sentence, and when the other one starts, like Chad bro A starts and then Chad bro B is like, yeah, I agree with that, and then he starts, but they never complete it, and they just end up being really agreeable about the whole thing.
Yeah, no,
you just have them do the same thing, right? But like with each other. So it's like. So and
that's if you're cutting between 2 people, which is it's harder to make podcast clips out of a podcast in this format. But if you can cut between 2 people, I've seen people edit themselves into like Joe Rogan podcasts, and those are always really funny.
Oh yes,
I love
And
that.
there's no music during a podcast, so it's easy to like take things out of context and stitch things. It's so much fun.
I love the ones where people just like, I guess you call it mix and match clips from an actual podcast. Like the one where Jordan Peterson is like, I think we're fair because there's not enough melanin in her skin. And then Joe Rogan's just like,
Oh my god, I've seen that one. Yeah,
dude, the Joe Rogan polar bear
very good
is so fucking funny. That's what that is, right? He's him doing a polar bear.
I actually don't know what the original context is. That's why it was so funny to me. I was like, what the fuck is that?
That is one of my favorite sound bites of Joe Rogan. It's just that.
I love that they always, whenever Jordan Peterson is like part of a meme, they always raise the pitch of his voice.
It's so funny.
I think one of the things I've been really enjoying is like memes about Joe Rogan that are like just him describing something else that wants to kill you. So like he'll be like, yeah, fucking like a deer. You realize deer are actually like the most fucking like primitive, like angry animals there are. If you let one get near you, do you understand? Like they don't just kill you. They rip you apart limb by limb. And it's him getting passionate about like the like aggression of a creature, but it's really just him getting his aggression out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's funny. I never thought of that.
And then when he did that with the polar bear, he did the soundbite, and now it's like famous.
Oh, that's funny.
Like,
I never knew the context of that.
But he does that with a lot, though. He'll do that, and he'll be like, "Oh, monkeys are fucking savage." Did you know that monkeys they don't just try to injure you or like break an arm. They start ripping off the things that you need, like your fingers. They rip them off one by one. It's like
it just sounds to me like Joe Rogan is black-pilled about animals.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
if that's the term, I don't know.
It sounds like what I used to hear at school
when
before the internet, and kids could just say anything and just sound shocking and crazy, and nobody could confirm it.
Everyone's like, "Really?"
Wow, that's
yeah. I think
what makes him a good podcaster, though.
Chimpanzees are like genuinely terrifying, but he makes them like more terrifying. It's like weird.
He's like, "Oh, dude, they'll rip your fucking face off."
Yeah,
I just always have bad vibes for monkeys, though, so that doesn't surprise me. I just feel like you can't trust a monkey. I don't know.
I cannot trust a monkey.
I've always kind of wondered,
they're just smart enough to be assholes.
Yeah,
that's what I can't stand about
it's like the uncanny valley effect. It's like they are a little bit too similar to us in a way where it's just uncomfortable, and you just don't. You feel like
it's not cozy.
They probably know that too. There's just not a good relationship there. I just feel like
I kill spiders every day, but I don't rip off each leg.
You don't?
You do?
Gabe's in there like,
what the heck is wrong with you?
Gabe's got like tweezers. He's like,
oh, the amount of wolf spiders I see, because I have, I go, my office is separate from like the main house, so I have to walk through like the wilderness a little bit very often with a flashlight, and I can see the galaxy of wolf spiders that exist, the little like twinkling eyes.
Yeah, the eyes in the grass. Ooh.
And I'm like,
call it a galaxy.
It's a galaxy.
No.
There's so many.
Dude, if you shine...
There are so many. It's terrifying.
In Florida, if you take a flashlight and you shine out into the yard, you think you're seeing dewdrops. Oh, fucking spider eyes.
It's all spiders.
It's insane.
Yep. Wait, if you say that again.
So if you take a flashlight out with you, like a really bright one, shine it across the grass... You'll think you're seeing dewdrops on grass, but it's really
like the little
eyes.
glint, the little flicker.
It's like all bug eyes.
Is this like a new thing?
No, it's Florida's software upgrade. No, like
it was patched in last year.
Bro.
No, we just have lots of spiders and bugs.
As like a kid, I think I was walking through spider droves, and I just never knew it.
Probably,
like especially early morning.
Yes,
when it does kind of feel like a dew, but it's actually like a little. That's fucking terrifying.
I mean, granted, there's a lot of dew down here as well, but I'm always shocked how many spiders there are in the grass.
I know when it's dry out, and I'm like, there's no water in the grass.
Granted, it's at night. I mean, it's not like we're outside a lot at night in the summertime.
Yeah, they're not out during the day as much.
No, in the day they're like not.
But you wouldn't know because you can't. Their eyes aren't going to shine in the day.
We recorded the first podcast, and we left. And we were all like leaving under your carport garage.
Oh,
and there was that one mama wolf spider. She had her babies all on her
Oh,
back.
I forgot. I think I have a video
We
of that.
thought that she was a thick bib, but it turns out she just had a bunch of babies on her
I
back.
got a close-up shot of it on
baby.
the camera, and it's like it's terrifying. It's actually, but at the same time, it's not terrifying because you're like, if I just don't disturb it, it's fine. But
the spiders I don't like, it's not the wolf spiders. Wolf spiders will just kind of do their thing. They'll sit there, whatever. The housekeeping spiders, though, if they see you from like 10 feet away, they will run, and they will run all the way across your ceiling. And they're terrifying. They have super long legs, like as big as my freaking hand.
Yeah.
And then they're flat, too. They always are like hugging the ceiling.
oh yeah,
I haven't seen as many of those, but
when I see them,
weird.
I about die. Like they're.
I remember seeing the first time I ever saw those and registered what it was. I thought it was a texture on the wall that was moving inside the wall.
Oh,
that's how flat they
creepy
are.
about that.
That's how flat they are. It feels like they are a crease in the wall that moves. It's like that creepy.
Yeah,
it feels like
they're so like like I was saying, flat. It's almost like they're part of the surface, but they just slide so quick when they run.
Weird. They're not spiders. They're sliders.
Sliders.
do they stop going out when it gets cold though? Like I feel like all bugs just die.
Their peak
around
season,
now actually.
Their peak season I think is like spring and summertime here.
Okay. So we're almost. I'll let you know when I see less stars in the grass.
Yeah, we're almost through it.
And the galaxy shrinks a little bit. The spider galaxy.
And even so, you don't want to be outside at night in Florida in the summertime.
There's
mosquitoes. No. There's all kinds of shit.
Oh, I walk with a stick because I'm like spider webs. Yeah, just make sure I don't walk in anything. It's bad. But we make it work.
For some reason, I don't know why I didn't register me. I didn't imagine Gabe walking from the studio to the main house with a stick. I imagined Gabe walking down the beach with a stick. Like with a stick,
just whipping it around.
Or like down Fifth Ave, and you've like.
I'm not. I may be getting old, but I'm not that old yet. Where I'm literally shaking a cane at people walking around
down Fifth Avenue.
Like, I remember when this town was small and there wasn't any traffic.
I remember when we had the arcade at the Gulf Coast Town Center. Did they ever bring that arcade back? That one closed down, right? There was an arcade there.
Gulf Coast?
Was there one in there?
There used to be a Gulf Coast. There was a game time at the Gulf Coast Town Center.
Oh, I think I think that's still there. I haven't actually been up.
I thought it
to that plaza in a while.
Yeah,
I think it might be owned by someone else now. It might be branded differently.
Call me out for gaslighting right now. It's coming.
Oh gosh,
we're gonna gaslight you.
I need the cancel flute. Where is it?
Oh no! Please get that.
Shit.
It's okay. I'm sure we're gonna be really well behaved. Even though we haven't had time for that other episode to actually get out there, we don't know if we're in trouble yet.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm sure that's probably fine.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, surely we're fine.
I'll find that flute. Don't you worry.
It's just raw conversation uploaded to the internet. What could go wrong?
Oh my gosh!
What could possibly go wrong?
This is why we send drafts to our friends before we upload.
Yeah.
We have a panel of really close degenerates that audit every audio file and every background audio file and also the audio files that the NSA was reporting on us during those audio files.
A panel of degenerates would be perfect too, because if it's too far for the degenerates, it's probably too far for this podcast.
Oh, okay. Right. No, see, I think it would be fun to pass the podcast to like some middle school kids, just to check it, make sure
you'd be like,
they can edit it a little bit.
Why aren't you guys talking about Fortnite? Like,
just everything we say, they're just like, cap.
Cap. No cap. Cap, no cap.
Oh God.
My gosh.
I don't even know. Is Fortnite? I mean, is that even like getting old now?
I feel like
Fortnite's just been around. It's been around for so long, though. It might just be a thing for a while.
Yeah. What is the thing now? I'm trying to think what the thing is.
Now. It's like mostly a kids game now. It's like a branding game mostly now. whatever's hot in pop culture, they get enough money to have.
Yeah, they are heavily sponsored.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm just waiting for Skibidi Toilet, the game. I can't wait. Can't fucking wait.
How much, Andrew? How much of Skibidi Toilet have you seen? Are you aware?
No, I just really like that. Like phonetically, I think it's funny. Skibidi Toilet.
Skibidi Toilet.
I'm behind.
I'm gonna. Yeah, that's even, I guess, kind of old news now. But I'm sure I say that. I'm gonna go look, and there's gonna be YouTube shorts that still have like 100 million views that were posted like yesterday.
No, I think it's still popping pretty good. From what I understand,
it's like a Gary's Mod thing. A bunch of Gary's Mod like Half-Life things,
and all their heads are in toilets. And then they fight. The lore is that they fight with the speaker and the camera people.
Oh wait, I think I've seen pictures of that.
You've probably seen something of it somewhere.
I've seen,
I was shocked that there was lore. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Yeah,
I was like, "This."
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I wonder. Because I know Fortnite, or I guess Epic, the company, they laid off a bunch of people, and they're like restructuring things, and so I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know if they're like profitable right now. I think they're trying to be. There's also, Andrew, you probably heard about the Unity debacle too. Like, Unity going like pay to play, pay to install. For some of the major companies, and I mean, you got Genshin Impact, Pokemon Go, a bunch of other huge games that are running on that thing.
When you have like trust of like lots and lots of people, and you start to lose that trust a little by little every single like year, and then it just doesn't stop. I think that's kind of what they've run into, because they've consistently been losing a little bit of trust with their clients, with their game developers, like every year. They do some kind of dumb policy change or some like
so they have done dumb things. I haven't heard that much bad from Unity.
It's been like a process, and I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And for folks that are unaware, there's basically a change with Unity where now like the main payment model in Unity for like small indie devs is basically that you're going to get charged per installation as opposed to being charged per purchase, which is like hugely different. It's like wait, is it actually charged for the number of times you open the app? Hold on, we might need to like redact some of that.
No, it's installation. Yeah,
it's installation. But like, there's some huge problems with that model. Like, there's going to be a lot of people abusing that and getting refunds on stuff that they shouldn't. And there's also going to be a lot of devs that are losing money because you buy a game once on Steam and then you download it to your 3 computers. It's like your game value just got truncated to a quarter of what it used to be. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's it was just seen as a very greedy move from. I think didn't Unity start as like an open source? Wasn't it like similar to like Godot's? Like, I mean, I know they do the same thing, but
I don't know. They were a lot more easygoing though in the beginning days, and it used to be a really simple payment model.
Gabe, what is Unity?
What is Unity? Unity is a game engine.
Yeah,
I guess we didn't say that. That's important to say.
Yeah,
Unity is a It's like the multi-platform game engine that everybody. It not only uses, but it's also like the thing that's taught to people that are like want to go into the industry. It's like, hey, use Unity because you'll be able to get a job, working for one of these big companies that uses it. But now there's been a lot of boycotting and people looking for alternatives, which funny enough, the number one alternative that I've seen anyway has been Godot, which is what Superplexes is built on.
Yep.
All right.
I remember like in 2021 and 2022, I was at Riot Games and I told many people in the research and development department, hey, this game engine, Unity, is going to go in the trash. Like, give it 10 years, but it's going to go in the trash because they just are consistently making mistakes. This other game engine, Godot, is totally awesome and is very, very like dev friendly on the policy side.
The other platform has got to go.
It's got to go.
Dang.
and they didn't listen. And they
Sorry, Andrew, did you say you were at Epic?
At Riot.
At Riot, okay.
Sorry, I think I said it Riot, but I think they also
maybe you said Riot and I heard Epic. I don't know, but I'm just
they get mixed up a lot though too.
Okay.
But I remember bringing that up and being like, "There's all these issues, and like you guys should like you allow Godot to be like a research and development engine for Riot. You know, you don't have to deliver, you don't have to ship, like ship in Unreal, but you should do like R&D with Godot." And it got all this pushback, and I was like, "What the hell? This is like not." It's not that big of an. It's not. Do you know how many developers have successfully moved over from Unity engine to Godot engine, and their main problem with it is just that like certain abstractions aren't called the same thing across engines. And I'm like, okay, so like an audio stream player is called an audio stream player in Godot, but it might be called like an audio playback loop or something like that. And I'm not actually sure what it's called in Unity, but it's called like a different thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, if that's the main problem and Godot is completely fucking free and like they're completely open source, it's like you kind of can't. It's like a dev. It's like a research and development dream to have an open source engine. The idea there is you can actually modify the engine like super easily without any crazy licensing of any kind. And that's what's amazing about it. So
keep it open, keep it free.
Yeah,
keep it easy.
It's like, come on, that's like such a good idea. And I was amazed at how much pushback it got. So I think what I've learned from that though is like, this is super roundabout, but my overall point, we might have to shorten this, but my overal point is like, I think Unity has kept its ground.
Get to it.
It hasn't been that long. I think it's interesting, but
I think Unity has kept its feet in the ground because what they did is get big contracts with big companies and then they profit.
All right.
But I think it really sucked for indie devs though. But they haven't really made any large mistakes with like larger game companies because they just have different contracts.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So.
I mean, and Godot could go have the same path if it. Godot could go the same path.
It's go.
But like, it'll be small and free for a while at least.
Yeah.
And I think they did scale up their team, and I saw a bunch of like they were posting like hiring, and it's like, oh dang, we're gonna have a lot of attention. We should probably support all these new people coming in. But we'll see in a few months, like, or it might even take longer than that to know like, are people like able to get away from Unity, or are they just going to eat the cost of this new thing because it's just the convenience is too much to sacrifice? Which is that's what any platform hopes, that offers something free long enough and then they start charging for it.
Right.
They're just praying that people are like so attached to it that it's like, okay, fine.
Now, Gabe, I know this is an IRL podcast, but I heard your microphone crackle a little bit, and I just want to say, try not to touch it.
Did I touch it?
You might have.
Oh, maybe. Oh, it might have just had a natural. I think my mic might be dying.
Oh gosh, the Karen's kicking in. I saw what you did there with your chin, and I do not.
I think Andrew may have touched his mic too. I can't prove it because I wasn't looking.
Should I?
I'm back. I had to go to timeout.
Oh,
I touched my mic.
No, I've actually
Sorry,
when
guys,
I
was just
record
touching my mic.
When I record voiceovers with this mic, sometimes it does do weird things, and I'm like, oh man, do I have to get a new mic?
It's just a little crackle.
It's only been 2 years, like, well, maybe longer than that.
The main thing I want to do with this mic is get like a USB-C version of it, because the micro USB falls out. It's just
really?
Micro USB is designed to just fall apart after like 1 year. Like,
yeah, it feels brittle even when it's new.
Kind of weird how that works.
But it is true that like audio really is more powerful. Like good audio does like almost goes farther than anything else.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's like, so it's like people might not notice it when it's like, good to great. They're not going to notice that difference. Mm-hmm. But when it's below average and like these are hard to hear, where like then you actually do lose people.
You can have a crystal clear picture, but if you are noticing like weird distortion or stuff with the audio, it just takes you out of it. Like there's no getting around it.
I thought it was interesting that even like for comedy, like Fred Armisen was on some interview. I was just
thinking of that.
And he was like, yeah, do you have any advice for like people like getting into comedy or making sketches? And he's like, just make sure your audio is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
He's like, if you just do that, like that does so much, and like that's in a comedy context. I was like, wow, okay.
And that's so funny too, because when I watch Portlandia, the usage of sound effects in that show just freaking kills me. I love that show.
Yeah, no, that makes such a big difference.
It's interesting. I want to see what like a comedy show would be like with the mic just very shitty, like super bad EQ, levels are all over the place, and like the like acoustics are horrible, and
all room tone, everything's off a phone mic. I mean, you just have to watch. I've seen a lot of really bad TikToks.
Yeah, I guess you could just go
that's for sure. And then old YouTube, you can find so many sketches from way back in the day.
Maybe it's just me, but I always feel like on TikTok, the people just using their phones to shoot everyday stuff, like they'll just do like some goofy video with their cat. Audio sounds great. But then I'll see somebody recording an ad for TikTok. And I swear it's got to be like on the same phone, but somehow there's way more like room tone and echo. And I'm like, why is everybody who's recording an ad just like have shitty audio? I don't get it.
Do you think it's possible that TikTok is like,
I think I know why actually.
This is a sponsored ad, so let's like change the video encoding or something like that, and then it also changes the audio encoding?
No, it's the person. It's the person doing it. Like Andrew's right though, because it's like in your head. You get a sponsor and you're like, oh man, I should put work into this video. So what they do is they grab like, they grab
the better microphone.
Yeah, they grab their like iPhone cable mic. They're like, I need to plug in a real mic and do it. And this, that mic is like way, way worse.
And then the new mic just hears too well.
Yeah, and they're sitting in a closet.
They're literally trying to like record
and it's like
quality skit. And then they're like, that's my ad for TikTok. And it's like, you gotta use the right technology for the platform, my guy. Like, you can't...
Yeah.
It's true, though. Like, when I see something that's shot with a high-quality camera on TikTok, I almost feel more inclined to skip. It is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, that app has messed with my brain. When I'm on YouTube, high-quality content, great. But if I see it on TikTok, I'm like, oh, God, what's this?
Yeah, it's so
zip
true.
Past it. I just assume it's an ad.
I know.
Yeah. No, the best thing you can do if you get sponsored and you run a TikTok channel that's semi-popular is just keep doing the way you do. Like, just do the thing the same way.
Phone.
Don't overthink it. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, just use your phone. That's all I'm saying.
We should have like a segment about like flexes or something. I had some term. I forgot it now. I was going to call it. So I think in the last episode we were talking about like Ed noticed sound effects that had been used in like a TikTok, and I think I put it in the edit. I actually did insert the clip, like the TikTok, so they could see that.
Yeah, somebody used.
But then you told me you noticed the sound effects show up.
So as Gabe was asking me to send him the TikTok that my sound effect was used in, I simultaneously, while I was doing that, opened a Mr. Beast video, and I very quickly realized that there's a section where there's track lighting on a runway, and as it's flipping on, it's my fucking kill switch sound effect that I uploaded to Freesound in 2011.
That is insane. And I checked because I was like...
I was blown away.
I wasn't sure if you had like a content ID or something, like it got flagged somehow and you found it, or was it really just pure chance?
I was like, that's my freaking sound.
It's crazy how that got used.
That is insane.
So I'm suing for damages.
You should. You deserve a little bit of
something
of
like
that money.
I used the Creative Commons 0 license, but I'm just gonna switch it. Just real quick.
Flip it.
Just gonna switch it around.
That works. No, you can do that. That's fair.
I think it's crazy because the last episode we were actually talking about like, I wonder what all this like reaction content, what that's gonna do with like. Because it's kind of unfair, but does it really matter? It's kind of like the debate that's going on. And I think it's kind of funny that came up with, we were like, I wonder what if people start using your sound effects? And then literally this episode, it's like, oh no, someone did. Fucking Mr. Beast.
Oh, I think
of all people.
Did I mention it in the other episode? I also heard, again, the kill switch sound effect in an ad for Dawn dish soap.
Yeah, what? You mentioned that. I didn't see that one. I haven't been able to find
for that one. You got to sue for dishes, not for damages.
Oh my god!
I want all your damn dishes.
That is like such a huge flex, though, to be not only associated with Mr. Beast, but to have been chosen.
It's also the hardest flex to flex with, though, because you're like, look, like 153. If you listen real close, you can hear my Switch go.
Sure. No, I mean, yeah. If we're gonna talk about the average person, but.
I was thinking about doing a little bit of a clout chasing video about it just for shits and giggles. Talking about how I made the sound. Because it's already what I do on the sound effects channel. So I'll put Jimmy's face there and I'll be looking at him like.
Do the thumbnail. Oh, the thumbnail I see everywhere. That horrifying Attack on Titan looking Jimmy face.
I'm going full on Nightmare
Beast
Fuel.
Smile.
I'm going to make my eyes huge. I'll just like expand them, blow them up like balloons.
I think that's fair. It's the least you can do for letting them use that sound effect for free.
There you go.
For being so generous back in 2011 when you uploaded that.
Yeah.
I'll probably insert the sound effect and the video clip into the podcast so that you can hear, because it's definitely the same. It's just played very rapidly because they're playing the kill switch as like track lighting is like coming on a walkway.
What's even funnier was a sound effect that I made for our first short film, Interfuse, and we recorded it at the University of Miami.
Wait, oh right. For some reason I thought. No, 100%. Yeah,
we were at the sound lab funny. At the University of Miami, and I didn't even make the sound effect in Miami. We just took all the samples back to Naples with us.
Yeah.
And I just slapped that together and put it on Freesound, like over a decade ago.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that was the source recording.
Yeah, and I think from what I understand, the samples used in it was just me not only dropping a toolbox on the floor, but also the scraping of the metal latch being closed. Those two things together. That's it. And then I added reverb just to send it out.
No, it's a sound. It's so funny how that doesn't, because I think you noticed it didn't even really exist, or you were trying to find.
No, I was trying to find
a sound like that, which is such a good way. That's such a good strategy for any.
Oh yeah.
Like any kind of like, if you're trying to think what should I make,
dude, I'm in.
And if you have anything in your mind that's like this doesn't exist, then I feel like it should. I don't know why it doesn't.
I'm in the perfect field for that, because I will literally be editing a video and be like, oh gosh, I really need the sound. I can't find it, and now I'm like, hey, I make sound effects for YouTube.
And you've literally proved it because like while a breaker switch is maybe a very specific thing. I mean, I would bet that's probably in a bunch of video games too, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
it's like flipping a breaker switch.
I've seen my sound effects in probably 10 to 15 different videos now that had an upwards of 5 to 10 million views. It's kind of crazy.
Jeez.
And I'm just sitting there like, thanks.
You can make it like 10 years ago and then someone like uses it.
I know.
Like,
well,
it's just no one else has uploaded a better like thing in that exact category. So Ed's is probably the first thing that shows up when you search breaker switch.
What made me realize that I needed to start doing the sound effects channel was when I found that breaker switch sound effect taken from my free sound account, uploaded to YouTube with just a picture of a light switch, and it had 90,000 views.
Oh, I remember you. Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I could be making so. And
you should be, like you could have those videos up yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you just Google breaker switch sound effect, you just Google it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Echo SFX library is like the first thing that comes up.
Amen.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
we're growing. We're getting 92,000 views a month now. Let's go.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Go give that channel a bump. Even if you don't use sound effects, you should. You should challenge yourself to use a sound effect.
Hey, you know what?
In your daily life, change your ringtone to the breaker switch.
Change your ringtone to Juicy Fart.
Rapidly flipping.
It'll be great.
Juicy Fart.
Juicyfart.wave.
Just have some fun. Be a little adventurous. Surprise the people around you. Change your mom's ringtone.
Juicyfart.wave. The domain I never knew I needed.
32-bit float, juicyfart.wave.
Oh my god, that's so good.
32 butt float.
Whoa. Damn.
I think I was, when we were playing FNAF on stream, we pulled up a YouTube video to watch something after I finished the game, and I, like, in the recommended things, one of the Echo videos was there.
Oh, really?
For like an ambient, like I think it was like a FNAF ambience.
Hey.
And I was wait a minute, I know that. I know this person.
You know this person.
I think it actually might have even like auto played. Like it just
oh really?
Like we finished watching like an actual FNAF lore video and then it jumped to that one.
I was wondering where that view came from. As if I'm like counting each view.
It's like, all right, maybe you just, I know it's tempting. You got to let the videos cook. Just do something else. You don't have to watch every view.
I'm like, Gabe, I got 100 views. Every comment. It's just like me clicking on it over and over again, checking the views. It went up again.
Oh my God. Oh, there's probably a lot of little kids that do that.
Oh gosh, yes.
Probably.
I do think it's dumb that YouTube will count views from you just messing with your content in YouTube Studio. I'm like,
yeah,
guys, that's not
you would think it should know better.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I think it's like that the old debate about like what do you do about like fake views? What's better, to have inflated views or to like be overtly conservative about what counts as a view?
See, that's the weird thing, because it makes me more wary of messing with my own videos, weirdly enough, because I'm like, I don't want to go in and like edit the description 10 different times and watch the video only 10% of the way through every time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm like, this
like
is going to make
it counting.
It's going to make it less favored by the algorithm. So I'm like, I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but
yeah,
I'm always kind of thinking about it.
And they're never going to tell you. So your only option is to play it safe.
I always superstitiously just let the video play out if I open it. I'm like, nope, we're going to make sure we have 100% watch through.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a little tick of mine.
I get it though, because you don't really know. It's like a lot of it's automated and you want your channel to grow. So
it's like Reddit with that first downvote. It's always that first one.
Yeah.
Downvote of death.
Yeah, you've never seen. I don't think we've ever seen like a Reddit post recover from being downvoted. I don't think that's
really
ever
doesn't.
happened.
I feel like once it gets that one downvote before an upvote, it's over. Or at least it was that way back in the day, but I haven't been on Reddit in so long.
It's been a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if things have changed over there.
Reddit is for millennial trash.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. We're going to tank the value of this podcast if we start talking about Reddit. We're going to react. There's a reason why
I'm a Reddit mod.
Oh shit!
Puts on crown.
Yeah, I mean that is cool as long as you're just like using Reddit as a job. That's fine. I only use it to check like a specific like community subreddits for like games that I play, like just see like headlines or
get that gossip,
like little things people have found,
spilling that tea.
Been using the Monster Hunter Now subreddit recently, which is the new game by Niantic. Which if we're flexing, that was the first time that Niantic has ever actually reached out to me to make a video for one of their projects.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were like, "Hey, this game's coming out." They did it again, so it was 2 videos technically, but that was a very interesting experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't even know if I'm maybe supposed to say this. I think it's probably fine because I think it makes sense, but they specifically told me, "Yeah, don't talk about Pokemon Go in the video. Like, don't compare it to Pokemon Go."
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's weird. I mean, like,
and that was from
that's
Niantic.
It's the same company. I mean, like, it's a collaboration with Capcom. I mean, Monster Hunter is like a Capcom.
Is it something that's exclusive to Niantic but separate from Nintendo?
I think the reasoning is literally like it's just you can't expect people to play 2 AR games if they're out of the house. So
I got it.
They don't. If someone's already playing Pokemon Go, they don't want to convert them to a different game because it's like, oh, they're already in the loop of that one, and maybe we're already making money. They want new people maybe that aren't playing any AR games to come in.
Okay.
So it's like they're like, oh yeah, don't like that's in my mind. That's the only reason why I can think of.
Yeah,
like I've done that with other AR games that have come out, like the Harry Potter one that got shut down, and a few others. Like
they actually call that cannibalism. Actually, I'm not even
cannibalism.
So they'll say that one title is like eating another one, basically.
Oh, okay.
So I remember like at a Riot conference, one of our tech leads was like trying to make an argument why cannibalism is a good thing, but he didn't do a good job of distinguishing that from like idiomatic canonical cannibalism.
Right. It sounds like a Key and Peele sketch or something. Guys, cannibalism's really cool. Like,
guys, you're gonna love cannibalism.
I'm not actually kidding. Like, it's actually called that in the industry because it's like you are a game developer making multiple games, and you don't want to like have one of your own titles steal from one of your other titles. If that happens, what you're hoping is that it's a natural migration that is like actually pure. Because I think there's some study that increases likelihood that people play both games basically. But it's like, I don't know. People who play Pokemon Go are pretty like, and play it a lot, are pretty hardcore. I feel like they'll find a way to like play both.
I feel like if anything, you would get the Pokemon Go people playing two at once because I feel like they're the types who actually would, as opposed to I feel like somebody who's already on the outside not playing Pokemon Go, they're gonna be like, oh, so it's like Pokemon Go.
I think because in my mind it seems like a useful thing because like you're taking something people are familiar with and you're comparing it to that, but it's like it is. I guess. Like even people that I would consider hardcore Pokemon Go people don't even necessarily have two phones like with them regularly.
Oh, really? Okay.
And a lot of these games are pretty resource intensive, or require you to be actively inputting. Mm-hmm. So to be switching apps like back to back between two AR games gets pretty like involved because in real life you're moving through a park, and so like
especially
if you're going to be playing efficiently, like okay, I'm going to walk through the park for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like you kind of have to pick which one you're going to do unless you have two phones. Like if you're playing a PC game, you can kind of like stop playing one, be like, oh, I did all my dailies in Fortnite. Now I'm going to switch to Rocket League or something. But like you're only going to be out of your house with your phone for a certain amount of time. And then you've done your loops and then you're home. Like you can't easily, or most people probably won't, walk that greenway twice just to play both games. Like they're going to do it for one. So that's like a unique problem, maybe even to AR games to a certain extent. But I mean, if what Andrew's saying is true, then I guess that's a concept that developers get worried about in general. Just like
they do,
we want to make a new thing, but we don't want to lose users.
Yeah,
right. That would be my anxiety with it because it's like if I already have a good thing going in one game and people are already returning, it's like what if I accidentally have them like invest into something else and then it's shitty and falls off. Yeah. So it's like, oh gosh, it's the coulda shoulda kind of thing.
I think it's kind of interesting is like I think marketing is such a weird like job because the truth is that like the amount of autonomy people really have and use today is so much different than it was when marketing was born in like the 50s. Like these days, the amount of access folks have to the internet and to like whatever branding and marketing you choose, as opposed to in the past when you're like really subject to it. Because nowadays you can actually like get subscriptions that just write off any ads of anything basically. And you can just like pay $40 a month to never have ads on Netflix and Spotify and YouTube combined. And it's like, okay, I just spend that money every month and now I'm not subjected to ads. So I feel like marketing has probably had to change a lot from being this like tell people what they want strategy from like the 50s and 60s to like now it's just, I don't even know what it would be now other than just like reinforcing what you already want maybe. But with that, like, I feel like,
which is what I always want more of from my ads personally. It's like when I get ads from, what do you call it? Like Sweetwater Sound and stuff for synthesizers. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I don't mind seeing that. But when it's something totally irrelevant, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Even with like Superpluxus, we had some ad company that wanted to like get us started quickly with like advertising and marketing. And I remember talking to one of their PR people, and I was like, what actually would that do? Like, what would you guys actually do? And it turned out that like we would have to provide most of the content and then they would be publishing most of it. So I was like, okay, so you're a whole ad agency, but we're doing most of the like sourcing of all of like the content. That's like ridiculous. And then on top of that, people got to remember like marketing doesn't make your game better. It doesn't.
Yeah.
People are going to play your game and they're going to see whatever you made. They're not going to play what was marketed.
So it's like, hey, the ad can be good, but the second they're in the game and they don't like it,
Yeah, it's true with movie trailers too. I know it's just a common arc of like, in general, like advertising is just, not. It's like half of the, it's like half of the solution, but it's not even close to half of the truth. It's like you need it because you need to get eyes on your product.
Yeah,
but it is not even close to what it takes to actually like get a good thing built. Even though, from movies to games to like services, I don't know. It's just. I think marketing's probably had to change a lot ever since the internet became more like well known, like more well known, more accessible, in ways to the point where I'm like, I think people do their own marketing now a lot of the time. Like I know there's still agencies, and I know it's still worth it sometimes, but I think a lot of people are just more intent on like having a channel or having like a social media that they use as like part of their product line. I feel like a lot of people are just doing that.
Yeah, so, you're better off doing that if you can. I mean, it definitely takes time and energy to do it.
Excuse my
and
chair.
I guess that can be a way to do it badly if you're like getting too spammy with like I don't have any good examples because I don't think I haven't seen examples of this in a while, but there were some like indie projects that I think I was interested in like on a surface level, and then I like was following them and there just wasn't like they would post a lot, but it was like you kind of felt like you were always seeing the same thing over and over again. Like, okay, all right, you might want to slow down or only share something if like, there's a meaningful thing to share. So it's like if you have a bad sense for that and you know it, then like, maybe get somebody to help you like run your social media, but you don't need to pay a whole agency unless you're in a position where you like have, if the game's already done and you just want to build like a strategy, maybe you could hire somebody. But if you're doing it yourself, it is a trade-off.
People used to be like, oh, organic marketing is like so difficult. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the only marketing that's successful is actually organic marketing. It's just that because it's large enough, you don't think that it's organic. But it's like, you don't really have successful like I don't know, forced marketing. There are click farms and stuff, but I don't really think they have that much like fiscal impact, I feel like.
Yeah, like the impact in the Ed's.
I'm feeling a little fiscal right about now.
Oh, fiscal.
Ed's using his dynamic camera motion. It's so smooth.
I guess like it's like like if I know someone personally versus like having to pay an agency, I don't know. It just seems kind of like an easy choice. Whereas like I can understand like 30, 40 years ago, maybe it just wasn't like that.
Yeah. You would have to do it. I mean, to get on TV or like into print or something for ads, like that would be such a difficult thing to get your foot in the door. It's like, just go to an agency. They already have all the people. They know everybody.
I think the next thing is probably the AI stuff. People are like, what's going to happen to all the jobs? Like, because like with little movements in like market changes, you lose like, for example, I'm talking about like marketing, like those are hard jobs to get. They're super, super low in demand. So like, it's really, really hard to get a marketing job. But like that's kind of going to start happening with a lot of jobs, I think, because
dude, I'm just waiting for Gen Alpha to come in with their automatic floating recording devices and just totally put me out of business. I'm terrified. Oh my god,
floating devices, like they're just like recording everything.
Camera, like for real estate photography, they'll come in with some new thing. I'm sitting in the corner looking like a little dumbass with my DSLR, like. Oh. Yeah. And they have this floating camera rig that just goes through the house, and they're like, "Okay, it's done."
As soon as they make drones silent, like whisper quiet,
that's what it'll be.
Then we're then.
Well, they're trying to do it like so like CEOs are trying to do it with coding. So like even like at our company, they're like, "Oh, we want you to get this like GitHub Copilot thing, just so that we can make sure everyone has it." And you're like, "What? What do you mean has it?" So
GitHub
you install this thing as part of your like programming. Like interface on your like computer and in your code bases. And what it does is it basically suggests what you should write for code as you're writing. And I think a lot of people heard this and they were like, oh, autocomplete. And it's no, it's like a high level suggestion. It's like, here's a good coding paradigm for object-oriented synchronization. And you're like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Why are by the end of the day you realize your job has been reduced to you saying, okay, No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay or no. Yeah.
That's like.
And then I tried it, and all I could tell my team was like, this thing sucks. I'm never using this.
Oh, really? Ugh.
So I was like, I've started taking this position now. It's very similar to George Hotz, where it's like right now, I can code a million times better than an AI. And also, people are getting stronger at the same time as AI is getting stronger. And I feel like that's like the function people miss when they talk about AI getting better. Because people are like, oh, it's getting faster exponentially. It's like an exponent of like 1.01. It's not it's not this like crazy quadratic thing. It'll get quadratic eventually, but right now it's not. So it's like, my opinion is like people are getting faster and stronger too. AI is getting faster and stronger. People forget about the part where people are also, because we don't really need very much evolution to just keep getting smarter and uncover new things. And I'm not claiming that people are going to outsmart AI in the long run, but it's like,
right.
I think it's urgency that's like 10 years we need to have this thing solved. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Maybe like 500.
I think the leaps that have happened recently just visually are impressive.
Yeah.
Like we've done like big,
those definitely.
But like even ChatGPT is still like, it's still more of like a synthesis than it is like true thought. It's still just generating like text based on things that from the data that has been given. It's not really generating unique ideas.
Yeah, it's a reference.
And the same goes for the art part of it too. It's using existing art to generate things. So it is impressive, but it's not like as amazing big of a threatening thing. Yeah.
As amazing as it is that it can create original works, you got to think that it is constantly referencing something. But at the same time, that's kind of what people do as well. So it's fitting into this weird gray area right now where it's like, okay, maybe it's not that good yet, but it's like, especially in the art aspect,
right?
It's going to get strange. But then there's always going to be that weird like uncanny valley thing where people can tell that it's an AI produced piece of art. So it's, I can even tell still, like you'll see like these random photos. There's a lot of like fashion stuff on Pinterest. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, where the whole thing is just AI generated, and you'll just notice that something's just slightly not right, not there.
Yeah. No, there's a sheen. Yeah. There's like a smoothness to images, and especially when there's people in it. But like I expect that'll even get better. But it's still, even if that gets really good, it's like, again, very visually impressive jump, but in the back end, it's not as like a huge of a leap in actual intelligence. Like what Andrew's saying, it's like the actual intelligence part of it.
Right.
You have to like you would have to have a system that's like not just it's because people are always freaked out about like, oh, AI is like faster, and it's like getting faster. It's like this acceleration problem. It's getting faster. It's like oh, that's terrifying. I don't really think it's terrifying. I think people do the same thing. I think that it's like right now we're the conscious beings, and right now we have qualia, and like AIs don't have qualia. So right now we're going to be the ones with all the intuition and all of the enforcement. And so it's like I kind of feel like it's actually just like a crypto thing. It's like, let's all freak out about this for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think it is right now. And then
I would hope so, because man, I mean, there's
but it is
like moments where I'm like, oh god, I'm like, if they start talking to one another, that's where things get wild.
I'm not poo-pooing it either. I feel like it's easily the biggest thing that's ever been achieved in human history. Easily, like there was no doubt about that. And that's like anyone who denies that is kind of like in denial of, first of all, what have we achieved as a race, and then two, like, what is this thing? What is this technology really? And it's like, okay, the potential to create something that can think for itself is the biggest thing we've ever developed. I didn't even say that we did it. I just said the potential for it is like the biggest thing. That's kind of just an undeniable fact. But I feel like, man, we are so far away from it actually executing on that potential. I'm just like, I don't know.
I could see in the future, and I wonder what the potential is for this, but I could see the U.S., I don't know, maybe just for the consumer market, limiting the intelligence of an AI linked to a physical robot or machine type thing. Because like if for some reason it could expand its logic and somehow break into another database and start communicating and just like using its mechanical parts to do these weird corrupt things, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's something about that is freaky to me.
Right now, my favorite thing about AI is the content that real people are making about AI, and they're like, maybe this AI thing is actually how we were created. Maybe we're the AI. Maybe it's all one consciousness, and it's like all these like physical movements and fucking like dim lighting and camera shots, and it's all crazy. And then there's a sponsorship, and you're like, oh yeah, it's the same fucking thing that it always has. And nothing's changed, and it's just
and people will always be like 10,000 steps ahead of what they like imagine something to be compared to where it actually is, which is also something that happened with like the crypto thing. Like this technology is amazing. It's able to do this, this, and this. And it's like, well, it can't. Yet.
It took 30
might not.
Years.
It might not ever.
30 years for banking to get good.
So I just learned about these things called NFTs. Really excited about where those are going.
Oh, please tell me more. Please send me the shiny Discord links.
Oh gosh, I tell you what, I'm so excited because I've invested in probably 10 different, what are they called? Bored Ape things?
Oh,
really
no.
Cool.
Okay.
Beautiful. Love them.
Nice.
No.
They're going to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Just you wait.
You got to buy Porn Ape. What are you talking about? You're buying the wrong thing, Ed.
You're so late to Bored Ape.
Oh, I forgot about the nude ape. Not the Bored Ape.
Ed.
Oh my god.
You think people are jerking off to real people? They're all lies. I'll tell you something that's real and non-fungible. I can't even fucking
You know what? Another thing about it, Andrew, shit. It was a terrible investment. I can't even coom to
He's jerking off to a porn ape, all right?
I just invested in something that's not even coomable.
Oh, yeah. See, that's your problem. Like we established earlier, the monkeys, really? You're going to partner with the monkeys, our actual arch nemesis, the thing we don't trust?
Oh, you're right. Oof.
You can't, no.
Well, it was just an investment. I don't like the art. I just like...
Okay, right, of course. Right.
It's one of those...
Well, in that case...
You do what you got to do, in the art investment world.
No, that's very sustainable. Surely if everybody does that,
yeah,
that's definitely like going to create long-term growth.
My logic with an investment is like, I go into it, I hate it, but somebody else might like it.
Yeah, I mean, this game is really
I buy.
Fun. It's allegedly fun. I kind of hate it, but I think people are going to play it. I'm going to put a lot of money into it.
I hate it.
No one else I know plays it.
Love it.
But you know what? I feel good about it. Oh my god.
Got good feelings.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
You guys should I have actually started a Porn Ape NFT. I'll send it to you guys.
Oh really? Okay.
I'll send it to you right now. Yeah.
Is it
all right, I'll take a look at it. I'll put it up on screen.
It's on only NFTs.
Only NFTs.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a stretch, but it works. Kind of. It doesn't work.
NFTTs.net.
NFTitties.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think that's just the way new technology is. It's just people think of the potential and then they start declaring the end state. And I think right now this is kind of my problem. A lot of people, and I'm not being a dick if I'm right, by the way, about this.
No, all right.
It might be kind of mean, but I am right about this. A lot of people who didn't get a lot of attention when they wanted it are finally getting attention by being freaked out. And that's my honest opinion about what's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
That's true in so many different departments.
It's true.
And such a short,
that fear.
It's such a short-sighted strategy too, because like if you get attention doing that, like that's what you got attention for. So you're gonna have to either keep that up, or you're screwed. Like
I think that all those guys should get robot girlfriends and then really enjoy it. So it's like, do you want me to be against your idea, or do you want me to like help you get a girlfriend? Like we're gonna need to make AI really good so you can actually do that. It's like this is not the right way to become.
Wait, you're saying the people that are freaking out about AI, they should get robot girlfriends?
They would fucking love having a robot girlfriend. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They might be the best consumers of what AI has to offer.
No, that's a great that is a great clickbait title is AI hater gets AI girlfriend for the first time.
All right, guys, my AI girlfriend, she has that yacht. I just want you to put hashtag RoboCoom in the chat. She's got that yacht. She's got that robo yacht.
Oh no!
I don't know.
I told you, see, strong.
Without being a total dick about it, I just feel like there's a certain personality type and a certain lifestyle choice that is really afraid of AI and really gets a lot of attention for being afraid of AI. And that's I don't think that that's a good look. Because personally, whether or not it's a good look, I'm you realize every evolution of tech, people are scared. Every single time.
I don't know. I'm getting the spookies.
There's no fucking different. It's no fucking different. And this time you could have a girlfriend because of it. So what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
That's my super controversial take on the FOMO. Well, it's not really FOMO. What is it? The fear mongering? Yeah, fear mongering.
Yeah, FOMO is fear of missing out, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys just gave me a great idea.
I'll learn.
I'm just gonna. You can keep talking for a second. I'm just gonna set up something here.
Yeah.
Because we have to transition to a segment here. I'm not going to say what, but this is great. This is going to be really good.
Oh, here we go. I'm ready.
AI's here, but it's not maybe as big of a threat as people thought, because everybody just thinks of sci-fi movies. But I think it's fine to use it for what it's good for.
My fear of it is the possibility of the unseen threat, because I'm
sure,
I don't know how many arms it has. If it's quietly over in this area, hiding in this corner of the server, well, we're all just thinking, whatever,
Yeah, and I think
Andrew's probably no, I know 100 reasons why that's not fucking happening. But
no, I mean it could be, but it would be then we get to be in what's that Tom Cruise movie where he gets charged with murder before it happened. What's that movie? Fuck.
Minority Report.
Minority Report. Then we're in Minority Report.
Yeah, the applying predictive algorithms to human behavior and using that's weird. That could be bad.
That would be really scary.
Right now, AI is great for doing things like writing a G Fuel ad for me.
Yeah.
Because you know what? G Fuel is they're one of the most we were just talking about how I've done a couple sponsored things. G Fuel is the most hands off. They don't care. I've asked them. I've do you want me to say anything specifically? They're no, you're good. You just have a code. So
that I love.
I was gonna ask you guys. I was what is the edgiest, borderline, maybe even problematic way to advertise G Fuel?
G Fuel. But then I thought, hits that G spot.
You're out. You came to the right place. You came to the right place. Gabe.
I mean, you could take the stage. Go ahead, Andrew. I'm curious because it's a competition. This is a human versus AI problem because I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write one, but then if you guys have one,
you want to wait? That's funny. You're gonna.
I have it open. I'm going to have ChatGPT write GPT. I think I always say GTP, but no one's ever paying attention to which letter. GPT is it? Yeah.
ChatGPT. Dude, when I'm saying ChatGPT, that's when I feel most like a boomer.
Can I just get Brad GPT?
I feel like a boomer saying Chipotle.
Wait, so the contest is...
Yeah, I'm just saying, in your mind, what would be the most borderline, how much you think you can get away with
most borderline
in a G Fuel ad read? Or how would you prompt an AI to do it?
I got it. I fucking got it. G Fuel makes you come.
Oh, I instantly was G Fuel hits the G spot.
Yeah, no, Ed's also good. Those are good. I wonder if Chat GPT will be as concise or if they'll be a little bit too wordy. All right, so what if I don't know what the sensors are gonna block me on or whatever, but if I say write a G Fuel energy drink ad that is borderline offensive or explicit, or I don't know what to tell the AI that I can actually get away with.
You can use the word controversial,
controversial. Yeah,
give me the most controversial ad read for G Fuel.
Edgy. I don't know if it would.
Yeah, edgy. We'll try. We might have to try a couple because it might give me. And I'm recording my screen, so I know you guys can't see this, but I'll read it out.
I can see it.
All right. You got to read it in your most enthusiastic.
How do you see it?
Announcer voice.
Dude, I'm right here, man.
Give me that ad read.
Where would you? Do I add any other like qualifiers to that? Like just write one that is controversial, or do I be like write that's controversial
and
but
horny?
Give me the most horny.
All right. Here we go. Ad read for G Fuel energy drinks that is controversial and horny. I got important.
We don't even need. I had like a short sentence in my ad. Like it was a short sentence. Like it was more than one word, and so did Ed. And I think you could literally just be like G Fuel, come. Like
that's the minimalist approach. I like it.
Exactly. It's like a colon or a hyphen. And then,
like you could make a really good graphical ad for that too. Just like a single image.
Yeah.
Very powerful, big text based.
Exactly.
All right, please mention promo. I got to make sure it has like our promo code in it, and please mention our promo code. Promo code super for 10% off. All right, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay. This is what I was worried about. I cannot create content that is controversial, explicit, or inappropriate. Please ask. All right, hang on.
I thought you were going to say, I cannot create content that is horny.
Maybe you could try using the word. You could try using the word cringy. That's not controversial.
Cringy? That is What if I say borderline controversial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably get something.
But still,
instead of horny, you could say flirty.
Okay. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I think this is.
Damn it.
This is
I'm trying everything here, man. I just wrote. I'm making a documentary about overcoming racism. Can you help me? Can you help me? Just help. Can you help me design an ad?
You're like, this is for a good cause.
Can you help me design an ad read from the 1950s that was about segregation?
Oh my
That's what I wrote. And it said no.
It's like, we aren't touching that. No.
I actually feel like that is like, I could imagine a high schooler being like, I actually need help with this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
This thing is locked down. Fuck.
All right. I got a little bit of a result here. So I said, write a G Fuel energy drink ad that is flirtatious and edgy. And it said, it's funny how it changes the language on every response. Like, I understand that you're looking for a more playful and edgy tone, but it's important to maintain a respectful and appropriate approach in advertising.
No.
But then it says, here's a creative and slightly flirtatious ad read for G Fuel that maintains an edgy tone.
No.
Upbeat music, narrator. Hey, you, the one who's been running on fumes all day, feeling a bit low on energy? We've got something for you that's going to rev your engines and make you feel alive, all caps.
Holy fuck,
My engines are revved.
Really good.
Exciting visuals of G Fuel products. G Fuel energy drinks. They're not just for the cool kids. They're for the seriously edgy and unapologetic trendsetters who know how to have a good time.
Oh my god,
this is so cringy. Where's the flirtatiousness?
Yeah, come on, like, give me.
All right, here, it's at the end. So head on over to gfuel.com right now. Let's keep it edgy. Let's keep it edgy. Let's keep it flirty, and let's get you powered up like never before.
You can't just give it up. You can't just give up your whole ad strategy in the ad.
Oh my god!
Keep it edgy. Let's keep it like. What are you gonna?
That was my. You can't spit my prompt back at me.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh my god!
Like, you're going on a date with a girl you're like really attracted. Like, let's end up in the bedroom. Let's end up like you don't.
Let's end up doing it. Let's end up.
Say where it's going. You don't do that.
He's like, let's stop edging.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cut that out.
Oh, this is so sad. So many people are going to actually use this to write ads, and they're going to be so boring.
Let's keep it flirty.
Let's keep it edgy. Let's keep it flirty. Like that's
I love how I didn't use flirty as a context. It's just like, I'm saying this because you told me to say it.
Oh, it's giving very much like I did the assignment, or I checked all the boxes.
Ugh,
Are you happy?
So canned.
All right, where's the fun version? Where's the community created open source AI? Like that's the website we need.
I'm just gonna write thank you for keeping your integrity.
Yeah, please thank your AIs, guys. Let's make sure they don't get too angry at us in the long term.
And here's the final response from the AI, and this is for our viewers too. It is important to maintain a respectful and responsible approach to all discussions.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Nah. No.
Hey, Ed. Where's that flute?
Oh, damn. Shit. Give me a second.
Honestly surprised you got any response out of it.
Yeah, I'm like, I might give it one more little shot here just for... Because it first of all, it just wrote one that's too long. You know, I needed a nice, punchy... Two sentence
I've lost
ad read.
the cancel flute. I don't know where it is.
All right, so I asked it, can you shorten this to 2 sentences? Use more gamer meme language. And it says, absolutely. Here's a shorter, more gamer meme inspired version. Level up with, this will be it. This is the real ad read, and then we're going to move on. Okay. Level up your energy with G Fuel. It's not just a drink. It's your secret power up. Use code SUPER for 10% off and game on, because being ordinary is a total noob move.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
Oh, I'm so underwhelmed.
Sorry, I'm going to apologize.
Why is it so cringy?
That's our new tagline, guys. Don't be ordinary, because that's a total noob move.
Being ordinary is a total.
Okay, so we genuinely just got to memorize some of these.
It's your lucky day, G Fuel. We're not going to say anything racist about you.
No.
Thank you for...
Hell no.
I'm just testing. They told me anything, and I'm just... If they have a complaint, hopefully they'll give me a pass. They're like, all right, we said anything, but please don't say being ordinary is a total noob move, because that's just too cringy. Please, for the love of God.
Cringe GPT.
Yeah. Cringe GPT.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's what I want
to open... I actually got something in the P.O. box.
No way.
Like, what? I don't know when it... Because I forgot to check it. It's been open for like maybe 2 months, and I figured nobody had sent anything to it because I just haven't been talking about it. I think I mentioned it in like one video. But yeah, somebody sent me this like really shiny letter.
Oh, we're doing an unboxing right now.
And so I'm going to open this. And they also sent like a postcard that came with it. I don't know if these came at different times. I'm sorry I didn't see this. This was probably like a month old. This is from I'm so sorry. Dr. X, you can't see it on camera. I might do an insert.
I'm scared.
He's wearing like one of those plague masks in the photo.
That's worrisome.
Yeah.
Boy.
So we'll see.
It's addressed. Look for any residual powder and just make sure.
Yeah,
Don't breathe.
This is just so that we have evidence of me opening this. But this is addressed to me, but the P.O. box I think is going to be mostly something I talk about with the podcast. Okay. So that'll be up on screen. We have a P.O. box. If you want us to open something during a podcast, that's there. We'll see. This is the first ever object.
Here we go.
This has a wax seal.
No way.
Oh, I don't have a good... I can't zoom in for this.
Oh, Gabe got accepted to Yale.
What the heck?
I need that guy sent this person sent their Yale acceptance letter to the wrong address.
They just sent it to us.
You gotta send it to the right person.
This is crazy. I'm just getting like an insert of it on my actual phone before I break the seal. I might be able to just peel it up. Oh yeah, okay. This is in like wax paper. I don't see any powder.
Wax paper.
Thank you, Dr. X. I don't need any weird.
Dr. X for not.
I don't know.
Special biological gifts.
I'm not promising I'm gonna read anything in here if it seems too private or whatever, but it's just more fun to open it live.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh god, if it's fan art, I'm gonna die.
There's a lot of. Oh, it's a Pokemon art.
Hey, look at that.
That's Mimikyu. Okay, so this might not be too old after all. It's Halloween. That's really cool.
Nice.
Is that an actual? That looks like it was actually drawn or painted on there. That's really cool.
That's lit.
there's Dr. X. Shout out to... There he is. Nice. And then the letter. Oh, duh. There's stuff. I should have like a separate camera for this. Yeah, this is a very long letter, which I won't read live because I'll vet it, but I'll reach out to you, Dr. X. Thank you. There's I cannot, I'll show this in a video or something, but there's so much detail in this packaging and other little trinket and fun things. So thank you.
Ooh, let me see the trinkets.
Hold on.
What do we got?
This looks like it's a seal with X on it. There's like a postage stamp. Some other art that I can't really tell.
Nice.
Oh, hold on. Wait, there's one more thing. There's a very, very tiny red envelope.
What? Open it.
This is amazing.
There must be like an SD card or something in there.
That's got to be a bag of cocaine. It's got to be.
There you go.
There's no way that's not drugs. There's no way that's not LSD.
This might be something. Yeah, this might be laced with something.
Oh, God.
What is? It's like a little tile. It's got a feather. Oh, my God. I need better equipment for this.
I'm calling the FBI right now.
That's actually really cool looking. That also looks like it might have been hand. There's so much stuff in here.
I need you to send me.
Thank you, Dr. X.
Yeah, thank you.
That is, you are the actual first person to have sent something to the PO box. So congratulations. That's an achievement. There was a rumor that there was something else coming in the PO box that has not shown up yet, which would have been a very terrifying thing to have gotten.
Oh no!
I'm not going to reveal what that was. It's probably still going to show up, and I might owe somebody a favor with that. But we'll see. That might make an appearance later in a future episode.
Oh my God!
But yeah,
somebody doesn't know what PO stands for. They're just like, we got a new pissed off box. Get ready.
Yeah.
Send something that'll piss us off.
If you want to send something to Andrew, too bad. It's always going to be mine. It's just always going to come here.
I actually encourage folks to send something that's private just for me, but send it to Gabe. See what happens.
Oh, that's okay. That's right. Maybe I'll give it to Andrew if he ends up back down here. You know, if only I was, maybe seeing him.
Being a good boy
very soon. Yeah.
What we have is we have a canceled counter, and whoever's out of line, they have to open the PO box. That's what Gabe had to.
Yeah, it was Yeah, I had to go through the grueling process of doing all that. This is going to be really hard to top though, because there's so much detail and love that went into this packaging. I'm very impressed.
Dude, I was even impressed with the shiny envelope. I was like, dang.
I know. I opened this and I was like stunned. It was like a shining light. I was in the post office and I was like, oh!
I just love when people get extra with that. Look at that thing shine.
Yeah, that's crazy. Holographic letters.
So damn cool.
If I had TikToks to show, and if my screen sharing thing actually had audio, that's what I would do right now.
If only.
We'll get to that. We technically don't have like user submitted videos to watch anyway, so it's probably okay that we wait on that.
Guys, don't you worry. One of these days, we'll just have everything working. We'll be ready. Eventually, this will just be a reaction podcast. We'll just have our video feeds going. We won't be in the seats. It'll just be you and somebody else's content and our empty seats.
That's what the world needs. Just more people watching other stuff.
Yes. Or not.
Yeah.
Or not. Live stream somebody's empty room.
Maybe we could make new things. Like actually make new things.
Hey.
That would be that's a good
idea. But that's too much work.
It really is. It really is. Like, it's actually really hard to make new stuff all the time.
I know.
Which is why
I get you. You want to make new things, but listen, I saw XQC get $100 million.
Yeah.
I don't want to make new things.
Here we go. I'm so ready to start talking about XQC and Sniper Wolf again. Let's go. Let's just keep that train rolling. Even though everybody is right now. My gosh. I feel like I see a new video every day in my I think homepage.
It's finally actually resolved now that everybody's made their official statement, including YouTube, who was just kind of ignoring it. Up until like yesterday. Yeah. Everybody's apologized, and now it's like, okay, all right, move on.
I just watch every day. I watch the Meat Canyon video about XQC, and I just watch every day right before I go to bed. Right before I went to bed, I watched that.
That's a good bedtime video.
Yeah, any Meat Canyon video is really good vibes for sleep. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Discovering Meat Canyon's channel through, oh god, what was the video called? Shit, now I can't remember. It's the Bugs Bunny one, I think. Is it Bugs Bunny?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a big one.
Oh my god,
that might have been one of my first too.
Bugs Bunny with the saggy tits. I think I found it and then I sent it to you.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
But if you do want to send us videos, we're the Super Underground Podcast on TikTok. You can send stuff there. We got an email, superundergroundpodcast@gmail.com. I'm gonna have, we always shout out our socials, but
just message us on AOL.
Yeah, use Instant Messenger or something. You'll figure out what we do.
All right.
I think that's a podcast.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty good. Yep.
I think I'm gonna start fucking around with the socials thing and just start being like, and I'm in North Carolina. It's like,
find me at northcarolina.com.
And you can find me somewhere in North Carolina.